poppin' YouTube family? It's your boy Dwight. Welcome back to the channel, Silverback Sillage. Hope all is well with everybody. First off, do me a huge favor. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that bell icon so you be notified when I post new content. Now today, without further ado, because I've been getting my fair share of phone calls and messages, where is the Autumn Vibes video for this year? It's here. Keep it locked. Well, let's get down to business. Now, there may be one fragrance, if I'm thinking, just looking at the list here, maybe one fragrance that I haven't came out with a single video on it yet, so I won't elaborate on that fragrance too long. And I believe it's in the 10th spot, but it's still a banger. But I want y'all to be able to see the video and get a good breakdown on it. This video here had to be positioned a little bit ahead of every fragrance being reviewed prior to it, just because I've been on vacation. At the 10th spot, Givenchy Gentleman Society Extreme. Great smelling fall fragrance. But what do you get here? You get some woods. You get some coffee. You get some iris, which is actually known for this particular line right here. A very, very pleasant scent profile. I will say in my top 10 notes, I'll say 5. Let me bring it back to like 5. Coffee's not in them as far as my favorite notes in fragrance, especially for the fall time frame, but it fits the fall time frame, if so to speak. But this one here is a very, very nice, smooth scent profile. It's not a screamer as far as like projection, but it smells amazing. And this particular line, all 3 of them that's been out so far, because I've smelled them all, but I only own one, they all smell good. This is my favorite. At the 10th spot, Givenchy. At the 9th spot. Now this one here may be lower than most of you guys would have potentially ranked it, because it's a fragrance that I'm extremely glad that I got in the collection, considering that it's discontinued. But it doesn't per se excites me as much as it does every other reviewer that I heard talk about it. But it is boozy, and I like that. Ain't nothing wrong with a little booze. And that's a Zara Pour Homme Intense. It's my 50 ml bottle. What can I say about it that I didn't say in the actual review? Boozy with the brandy accord, spicy with cinnamon. And then as it dries down, you get some woods. But you can tell by the juice color, it is ready for autumn and fall 2025. And it will make other lists to come, because it's a fragrance that I like. But when I go through these next 8 fragrances, it could teeter-totter for the 7th spot, but it couldn't make it no higher. Just got to keep it real with y'all. That's that Zara Pour Homme Intense. Next one. A office staple. Extremely woody. And it's a fragrance that, dare I say, is blind reach champion. Not at the #1 spot, but it's one that I can walk in my fragrance room and just grab it, spray it, head it on my way to work, Sunday service, date night, just going somewhere to run errands. You can grab this fragrance and go. Dior Homme 2020. Wow, it's not some people's favorite compared to the original Dior Homme that I've never smelled, but I am going to try to get me a bottle of it. But it still has its place in the fragrance community. This one here, every wood pause that you can think of in a fragrance is actually in this bottle right here. So it's extremely woody. It's a little musky and ambery as far as well down into the dry down. But all of the woods that you can think of that's in perfumery is mixed into here with a little bit of creaminess in the background with the cashmere wood. It's a very, very versatile scent profile that you can wear every day. If you love this scent, you can just buy you the biggest bottle you can find and make it your signature scent, and nobody will tell you that you don't smell good. And it's not a crazy projector as well, so overspraying it, you got to work hard to do that. That's at the number 7 spot. At what? 8 spot. Dior Homme 2020. At the 7th spot, might surprise you where it's ranked in this list, but we're headed to the house of Jean Paul Gaultier with Elixir, Le Male Elixir. Very, very great smelling scent profile. But it has a hair of a juvenile edge to it, but it's not the same juvenile edge that you could get out of a Spice Bomb Extreme or different Rabanne fragrances with that robot. It's not that type of juvenile, but it's one that I've sprayed quite a few times. I wore quite a few times, and it's a scent profile that I like. I just don't love it. I think it's really, really good, as hence the rating in this top 10 here. But it's one that the other 6 fragrances I feel is better. And I enjoy the wearing experience more. But it's one that still, within that video, I think I might have rated it at 8, 8.5. So it's one that you definitely want to get your nose on to see if it's something that you can throw on with a shirt like I got on right now, a sweater, or even within a suit. You can do it with a suit. It just wouldn't be my first reach. Awesome scent profile at the number 6 spot. Jean Paul Gaultier, Le Male Elixir. Next one, new to the collection, but it punches well beyond its price point. This is a $20 fragrance that, if you could think of all the things in a run of a week or a month that you spend $20 on, this would be high on the list of things that it was well worth the cost. And you could probably tell by my last video, I like it a whole lot. And that's Star Nebula by Fragrance World. This thing right here, you get the wheat and the booze and the ambery touches, woody touches, fruity touches up top. The fruits are really, really prevalent in the opening. They taper off, but that booze hangs around. It's a very, very playful scent profile that hints the juice color. Autumn is perfect for this one right here. It's not a beast mode scent, so it doesn't project crazy far or last like 3,000 years. You're going to get you a good 6 hours of utility out of the performance for this one here. You can still pick it up at that 8-hour point, but it's sitting way closer to the skin unless you overspray it. But the purpose of this scent profile and the fact that it's cloning something that's discontinued, that's fetching a 3, 4, maybe even 500 if you get the right seller price point for the actual Mugler Pure Malt, and this for $20, it's a no-brainer. Like I stated in the video, just buy it. Point blank period. If you don't like it, there's probably 10 million people in your family that'll take it from you. So get you a bottle. Next one, a fragrance darling in the fragrance community. And we're headed to the house of Mercedes-Benz with Club Black. Now, true enough, this thing here, I know because I know you're going to remind me, it probably made a winner list of mine before. But when I really, really got a chance to dissect this fragrance, spend more time with it, wear it, to me, it's even better when it's not crazy cold to where you get anywhere between 55 degrees and 75 degrees. This thing does work in the cold, but it really, really serves its purpose when you're not so bitterly cold to where you don't want to move around in traffic. You don't want to actually go somewhere. You don't want to actually be on a cooler weather but not cold vacation. But the vanilla in this thing right here is top tier. And what you pay for this fragrance right here at that $50 price point should be a crime that you can get it for that amount of money. Because you can take this same scent profile, put it in a niche bottle, even if you're starting at the beginner niche realm of things with Mancera, Montal, Nichane. If you put this fragrance profile right here in one of those bottles, they going to charge you $150 for a 100 ml bottle just like that. You can get this for $50. Get your nose on it. Next one, a popular clone of the popular Baby Cat, and this is from Paris Corner. It's Rifaka. This fragrance right here, smoky vanilla, and I mean real smoky. It smells like vanilla that's been caramelized, cooked in the oven or grill. And this thing here is a delicious scent profile to the point to where I will buy me a bottle of Baby Cat. They packaged Baby Cat to the point to where they did that one in Tuxedo. And I've smelled both fragrances. As far as Tuxedo, I've actually smelled the actual OG. Baby Cat I haven't smelled yet, but this is so good. I cannot fathom how Baby Cat could be bad. And every single fragrance reviewer that's ever said anything about Baby Cat said it's a must-have if you like vanillas, but vanillas that don't take that culinary ice cream type of vibe to it. It gives you more of a grown man, grown sexy type of vanilla. You need Baby Cat, so I'm going to get both of those and add them to the collection. But this thing right here, I'll always have this one too, so I don't have to just spray Baby Cat to death when I do get a bottle. Beautiful scent profile. And this is at the what? Fourth spot. Not very expensive, by the way, at all. Between $35-$40 off Amazon or other websites, maybe even cheaper if you go to Paris Corner's website. You need to get your nose on that one. Now, this one right here, this next scent profile, would have been number one on this particular list if I had the actual OG fragrance. This is a scent profile that if you've been watching this channel more than 15 minutes, you know I love the Creed Aventus DNA. But I couldn't put this in the number one spot knowing that it's a dupe or clone. So it's not the original. It's not as smooth as the original. It's not as refined as the original. And like I said, putting a clone in number one in a list like this is crazy work to me. Headed to the House of Armagh with Preshow or Precious, however you want to say it. Number one. Preshow, number one. Now this thing here is a clone of Creed Aventus Absolute, which I have smelled, and I will be adding that to the collection as well. I just don't love that $300+ price tag, but man, the thing smells amazing. And it's the most grown and sexy version of Creed Aventus, considering that the original Creed Aventus has been reformulated to pieces to where you don't know if you're going to get a smoky batch, fruity batch, or in between, well balanced. You don't know what you're going to get since the 2017 era of things. This thing here smells amazing. And out of this entire list, including the top two, this is the most complimented fragrance in this list by far. But it is a clone, so I couldn't give it the number one spot because of that. As much as y'all know I love the Creed Aventus DNA. At the number two spot, extremely new to the collection as well. It's everything that people said it was going to be, with the exception of me not being able to compare it to a old vintage batch where they said it lasted longer, it was stronger, projected more. I don't have the original or don't know anybody with the original so I can compare the two, but I'm happy with the version of it that I have. And that's going to the House of Serge Lutens with Chergui. You take a good look at that juice. Yeah, I ain't even had it that long. And it's already darkened a little bit from the original way it looked when I got it out the box. This here, tobacco, honey, sweet, spicy, a hint of florals in there. But this thing right here has fall written all over it. When you get to the scent, the actual breakdown of the scent profile, that honey reigns supreme throughout this whole fragrance, like I said in the review, and those spices support it wonderfully, masterfully. This is a masterpiece scent profile. I don't care which version you got, because of what I've heard about the old version versus what I got. I mean, I can't imagine the original being worse than this, and this thing is amazing. So it's one that I recommend that you get your nose on. You can go to Jama Shop and get it around that $65 to $80 price point. So it's well below some of the high prices that designer fragrances are starting to charge these days in Macy's and Dillard's and so on and so forth. But you can get this for almost half of some of those. So, I mean, it's a no-brainer for you to at least add a 50 ml of this in your collection. I don't know if I can necessarily say a sample would be worth it, especially if you pay about $30 or $40 for the sample. I mean, you about 50% away from having the bottle. So I would go with the ounces per price as far as I'm concerned. And at the number one spot, hasn't been dethroned yet as far as autumn is concerned. That's headed to the House of M. Micallef. Desert Toxic. Extremely green. Got a cannabis note in there, but it doesn't smell like drugs. It's spicy, extremely spicy. Sometimes people consider it a cross between Parfum de Marly's Leighton, older brother, with a hint of Dior Sauvage Elixir, but what I can say is a very, very sophisticated scent profile, not for the young at heart. This one here is a grown man scent. So if you're not, I would personally say about 35 and up, you probably won't want this one. You won't be interested in this one. And then the women in your age bracket won't smell this and say, oh yeah, that's it. Because they're still going to be looking for some bubblegum sweetness, some blue fragrances, some mass appeal. This thing here is not a mass appeal thing, but it's not so challenging to where you got to pick and choose where you wear it. I will say you may have to pick and choose the amount of sprays and where you spray it. Because I wore it about 2 or 3 days ago, and I sprayed it on my upper shirt, and it was blasting me in the face with the spices in this fragrance right here. That wasn't the most pleasant experience. It's better when you hit your forearms, back of your shirt, maybe one. If you just put a little bit on the side of your face or beard, is one thing, but nothing on the high part of the chest. You need to spray down on your lower part of your stomach area if you spray on the front of your shirt at all, because it's strong enough to where it blasts you so many times to where actually trying to experience the nuances that this scent profile gives to you, your nose is already fatigued and wore out before you get there. But that's a video for, or that's a topic for another video. These are the 10 fragrances that I will be reaching for first in autumn 2025. If you have some other suggestions that I need to get into my collection, especially if it's going to be replacing whichever ones of this list makes the Hall of Fame, leave a comment in the comments and let me know what you think. But autumn 2025 is in full effect. That's my time. Peace.